First of all, we always want to have a watertight condition at every places, that is for the dry condition, a livable condition. When moisture will be there in the house, first of all it is having health hazardous effect, then paints sometime comes out, doesn't have any good environment to stay. Waterproofing is important nowadays to have a project durability more than 100-150 years. Take examples of nuclear power project, tunnels, road tunnels, railway tunnels, underpasses. So such kind of project we don't plan every year. So we plan it for once in 100 years.
I mean, looking at the CPW or maybe the government organizations, the specifications which they have, they're a very age-old kind of specifications. They really need a reform, and it is just that who's going to take the first initiative. The most important thing is that the dynamic products available in the market, they need to be introduced really well in the entire construction industry, because people are not really, ready to accept these kind of changes. They really need to be taught about these things, how exactly they can be used, what exactly is the final cost that they can derive upon. They are not even aware of the fact that what exactly is the real cost of waterproofing. So that needs to be enlightened to the entire government departments, the developers and all, everywhere. That is the most important thing. The kind of lifespan people look out for is not going to be achievable in products like the 5 or 7 layer systems or the age-old kind of tar-felt systems which are available in the market. They are a very age-old and an obsolete kind of a technique. Liquid applied membranes are in these days. Physical membranes, they are in, but yes, definitely they need a kind of reform.
We need to go into detailing about how the product selection is made, in what kind of application it is to be used, what are the environmental factors, what will be the usage of the structure once it is in use. Over a period of, let's say, next decade or 2 decades, will the use be same or will it change? So looking into all those variety of aspects, we have to make a selection of a waterproofing membrane. And then comes most important part, the step-by-step process of carrying out the application. And that is an engineering system. It, I don't think, can be explained in a word. Indian market needs to focus is the skill of the person. Since we are talking about civil engineering as a whole, we have a worker on ground who hardly has any skill training in a proper organized training institute. We just pick them up from villages and make them work and train them up ourselves. So that is one area which is to be looked into. So overall, I feel that if we look into this part, that is the selection and the application, that will be all. And overall, the waterproofing systems have been upgraded and they are moving with the industry.
Waterproofing is a very important part in the building, and oftentimes what we see about waterproofing is that it does not function properly. So this is what this workshop is meant to address. So it kind of looks at the problems, devises the solutions, trains people about the different materials available, how to apply them correctly, what they should be looking like, the specifications, the technicalities, and of course what the applicators need to do to make waterproofing successful.
जो आज की डेट में वाटर प्रूफिंग की जो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, उनका मेन जो रीज़न जो मुझे लगा, डेट इज़ कॉस्ट. जो चीपर मिलता है उसको लोग प्रेफरेंस फर्स्ट देते हैं. देयर इज़ वन CBC गाइडलाइंस कि जो अप्रूव्ड मेक लिस्ट या प्रेफर्ड मेक लिस्ट में जिनका भी अप्रूव्ड मेक लिस्ट में नाम आता है, देयर इज़ ए कॉस्ट डिफरेंस ऑफ ±10%, बट वेरी फ्यू पीपल्स नोज. तो होता क्या है कि एक तो डुप्लीकेसी मटेरियल की बहुत आने लगी है और लोगों को मैथोलॉजी नहीं पता कि किस मैथोलॉजी से इसकी एप्लीकेशन होनी चाहिए. उसको चेक करना चाहिए कि जो उसने मटेरियल टेस्टिंग सर्टिफिकेट अपना सबमिट किया है या नहीं किया है, जो वो एप्लीकेटर जो यूज़ कर रहा है, जिसको अप्रूव करवाने के लिए उसने रिक्वेस्ट की है, वो एप्लीकेटर का क्या एक्सपीरियंस है, उसकी क्या परफॉर्मेंस रिपोर्ट है, जितने भी उसने वर्क किए हैं किस लेवल के वर्क्स किए हैं, और क्या उसने जो क्रिस्टलाइन है या कोई और दूसरा मटेरियल है या PU है या दूसरे जो भी EPDM है या APP मेम्ब्रेन है, क्या उन्होंने उसकी पहले लेइंग की है कि नहीं की है. तो ये सब चीज़ें देखनी चाहिए.
It is the mindset of stakeholders which is a big concern. Waterproofers have been there, they are still there, and they'll be there in future also. They are already imbibing all the new advancements in the market, in the industry, and using the latest products. The problem is the stakeholders such as architects, consultants, and contractors, civil contractors, they are not using the latest products. The specifications, you won't believe the specifications which were formed 50 years back, like brick bed cover, they are still being used. While there's so much advancement, but people considered are not ready to shift to new products. And the best part or the worst part is the new products are much more cost effective and optimize the use of these products. So unless the mindset changes, I don't think any advancement globally or Indian market will not reach the clients and will not give them any benefit.
This is the case with most of the specialized services in construction field. I think this is ironical but true also. Not only waterproofing, I think all the specialized services aspect is missing. I think the more is to do with the kind of practices that we adopt in India, wherein these kind of services we neglect. Though there is not much cost of it, if we see the cost of it vis-a-vis the entire cost of the construction. It may not be even 1% or 2% of the cost of the contract, but we do miss it. I think it has got to do more with our attitude of negligence towards all these services.
A very simple reason is that the quantum of waterproofing work that has to be done as a part of the maintenance and resurrection of structures is very large, whereas the service providers are very few. Whether you talk about the manufacturing of the products that you have or the construction companies who are engaged in this business, I just give you a volume that compared to the virgin construction, the maintenance market is almost like about 4 to 5 times. But then we have very few people, and that is one reason why it is a matter of great concern.
There are a lot of water seepage that is taking place. There still needs a lot of standardization to be done on the materials, and which waterproofing system is needed for which environment, that is still under progress to avoid the wastage of materials and to increase the performance to cost ratio. So that is very growing concern, I agree. Now the people are becoming more and more aware that they need waterproofing in their buildings, and then the construction materials should include waterproofing materials too.
Waterproofing, the major issue is that it's still not a very organized industry. So even though we are having a lot of materials which are there and new technologies which are coming in, but the awareness of these technologies is not disseminated to the complete environment. So that is what Y is actually trying to do, to make it more organized, systematic, and into policy formulations.
There is a huge potential for the waterproofers in India. So what we need in the industry in this waterproofing segment is some sort of guidelines. WAI can take a lead in preparing such sort of guidelines and specifications, and our ICI, Indian Concrete Institute, can help it as far as concrete is considered. So we can go along in a better way, in an organized way and in a successful way, so that this problem does not recur anymore.
There can be a permanent solution if you follow the process, the system, select right material, right applicators and the right systems. Like say if you have to design a systems which needs 1.5 mm, or you have to design a systems with a 4 mm membrane. So no one should cut corner on that, and it should be assessed properly depending on the site condition, requirement, customer's desire and the durability. So if that process is followed and arrived at a specification system and the right applicator does it, I think that could be a permanent solution. And once the system is protected, then there should not be any problem, because there is no UV rays effect, there is no chances of damage from the outsiders. So I think that's the right specification and right material and application can make a permanent solution.